Welcome everybody. The day finally came and I'm gonna start assembling this engine to put it back to the car. I'm gonna start with the timing and all the seals from the front. I put the engine in the top dead center. I also removed already this dial pin. I have it over here. So now I'm gonna take this out, take all the seals, clean it a little bit and then put the timing back on. So I will use 2 screwdrivers for that. Yeah, you can see where the seal is rubbing on the cam. So now I'm gonna move to the other two and do the same thing. So I took the new seals and I already see that there is a problem because they are too big. But probably this seal is for the VVTi one, not for this one. It's already evening, tomorrow is Sunday, so I can swap them. So I will ask my friend which has shop where he works on the Miatas and probably he has them in stock. So I won't have to wait till Monday and I can finish the timing belts and everything at the weekend as I planned. So when you're thinking how much time you need to spend or something, we need to add the time that something will go. But you have to have in mind that something can go wrong, as for example that, and you need to take it for the consideration. If you plan to do something on the weekend, it probably would take 3 days, not 2. So the good part is that I will get my seals tomorrow. My friend has them, so there is no much daylight left today, so I figure I will spend that time by cleaning the covers and paint them so they will look brand new. I bought some paint for plastics, so that should be working good. Something like that. It says that this is for the bumpers or something, but it's especially for like plastic in cars, so it should work good on that. So here's the shot before. They don't look bad, just quite dirty, but I probably can make them better. Alright, so that's how the covers look after cleaning. So I wiped them clean and get rid of the water and everything. I didn't mask off the bolt holes because they are rusty and I decided that they will be looking better. But either way there's gonna be bolts in there, so it doesn't matter actually. You could spend a lot of more time preparing this, but I won't gonna. Good enough for me. Good enough is good enough. I sanded down the white dots, which you was able to see before, with the Scotch Brite. They had some texture. They wasn't flat, so I quickly sanded them out, and now I'm gonna spray that. Okay, so paint is dry and it looks quite good for me. It isn't as black as I thought it would be, but it looks fine. It's quite even in the color. And so as I started painting that, I decided, so if I am already here, maybe I will put some black paint on the engine block itself, just to make it look a little bit better, nothing fancy. So turns out I won't be painting this engine block for the stupidest reason. Any of my tapes won't stick to the pen or to anywhere for some reason. But after cleaning it a little bit, it doesn't look too bad. After cleaning it doesn't look too bad, so good enough. Alright, so time has come to do the timing. You know, timing. Right, so comedy corner is over. I got the correct seals from my friend. Those fit. And now I can install them. Alright, so all seals are installed. The manual says that the seal should be around between 0 and 0.5 millimeters under the lip. So those two are flat, and the main seal I put it around half a millimeter. The next step it would be to put the cover on and then the cam gears. Since I'm gonna go with the reroute, at first I need to put the blocking plate. And I went with the Meta Solution one. It's guy from Wrocław, so it's local. And you can buy different types of the reroute kit. So normally the water neck looks like that and it goes on the top, on the front, sorry. But with the reroute kit, you reroute it to the back one. The back one is normally used for the heater in the car. And with the reroute kit, you block this port and the water will go through the whole engine and go out from back, and then you will go with the pipe to the front of the engine to the radiator. So with that you have good cooling. So you can delete it in two ways. Since I already doing the timing belt and everything, then I am already here. It's much cleaner in my opinion, to block it all the way in here on the head. But you can also buy different type of that and type of that and block it in here, so where the thermostat goes, and you end up with this sticking out. So for me it's better to block it over there. So I'm using that stuff. Alright, so that's how it looks like. The silicone went out over the plate, so it should be strong. Right, so let's go back with the timing stuff. Here's the cover. So people find that misleading because here is the intake side and here you have the E symbol which says exhaust, and the same thing is for the other side. Here you have the exhaust side but you have the I symbol and I on the cover, and it's mixed up. So but it's all good because the gears are replaceable, so this one fits here and this one fits here. But you look on the symbol on the top and then marking that with the on the cover. So I turned the engine a couple of more times and check with the manual. Looks like the engine is in time. The marks over there still lined up. I loosely torqued down the bolts. Now I'm gonna take torque wrench and torque them to the spec. So that's 52 for those and 60 for the upper one. Alright, so now back to the reroute kit. Here's the actual thing, which is the most important. It's the sandwich between the water deck, I think that's the name for it, and the engine and the engine head. So here I had my old temp sensor from that engine, the older one, and now I need to put the new one in. It looks like I don't have correct gaskets for the thermostat, and I don't want to risk using the wrong one, because if I put the wrong one and it starts leaking, I have a big problem because there is no easy access to this point of the engine. And yeah, so I will order some correct one and do it properly, so I won't have any problems later. Since I cannot work anymore on the reroute thingy, so other thing I want to tackle is to paint the valve cover. I cleaned it already. It's much better than it was, but as you can see there is quite a lot of imperfection in that, and since I'm already here, why not to change that color. Alright, so that was, I believe, 4 layers of the primer. It looks good from 1 meter, and it's all I could ask for, because doing it outside on the floor, sorry, on the ground actually. So while the valve cover is drying, I'm going back to the engine, and I'm starting to assemble the intake side, because there is no much time left today and I want to do something else than painting. Alright, so now it's time for the second part of the reroute kit. Now on the back side. Here's the original temp sensor. Here's the outlet for the heater inside the car. And here is one for the extra temp sensor. But I have sensor with different threads and I cannot install it right now, so I will leave it plugged in. And on top of that, here goes this water neck, like that, and that's go to the radiator, to the front of the car. So that's the first part, and I will let it cure, and then I'm gonna put the second part. Here you can see the difference between the old engine, how dark and crusty it is, and the new one. So I'm actually wondering, because last time when I was trying to do the flashing thing, the engine flash thing, I didn't clean the valve cover from under, and I'm wondering how hard it is to clean that. Right, so first the brake cleaner. A little bit came out, but you will need a lot more work to clean that properly. So now I'm gonna use the Acra. This stuff works quite good. Really need to push hard. There's no way to clean that with the engine flush in 15 or 10 minutes. Get this to the same level as the other one, you will need a lot more time. I'm gonna use it only to cover the new engine, as the other valve cover is drained out and I don't want to mess it up. Alright, so that's how the crankcase looks like. And that's oil pan and the tray. So I'm not gonna go any crazy. I'm just gonna pour some brake cleaner and clean it a little bit. That's already quite clean. And then I'm gonna go with the laser blade, clean the edge and here also, and re-gasket, and hopefully it won't leak. So yeah, it's already quite dark, so move on. So now I think I'm gonna start. Put silicone over there, then put everything together, and it should be ready. And that should be it for the main things on this engine. And tomorrow, if everything's gonna go alright, I'm gonna try to put it in there. Alright. Since last clip, actually 2 days went. That's because yesterday I had to redo the whole oil pan because I was not happy about the amount of silicone that went out. I was afraid that too much of the silicone get inside the pan and that could clog the oil pickup. And so don't worry about that, I decided to redo that. So that was half a day. And yesterday I got some friends to help me to put the engine inside. But as you can see, that didn't happen, and that's because the car parts dealer had the wrong bearing listed on the side, and that's the original bearing. I don't know where I have the wrong one, but the pilot bearing for the NC was listed as the pilot bearing for an NB, and they are totally different. And without that, today I have the correct one, so look out for that. So that's the correct pilot bearing, and because of that I couldn't put the engine yesterday. So today I'm gonna try to do it by myself. And so that's the jack, and that's as far as it goes. And as you can see, there is still some height to gain, but it won't go any higher, so I will have to do something. And since I am alone today, I won't film much. I will put time lapse or something and get to work, because it's Friday and the next Sunday we try to leave, so there is not much time left. I want to put it inside and test it before going all the way to the other part of the Europe. So yeah, there is still a lot of stuff to do. Actually, here putting the clutch together and replacing the main gasket for the crank.